Hey, what's up, YouTubers? It's wonderful to future again, and I just thought I'd do another zatchbell video. I know it's been a long time, but I lost my camera, so I had to get a new one. This one's not as good though, so bear with me. I'm only gonna do a couple more videos because I got into Magic the Gathering, so I just thought I'd do a top 10 list of the best Mamodo spells, partner cards, and event cards. So. Here are the top 10 Mamodo, in my opinion. It's totally subjective, but... Alright, so here we go. Okay, at number 10, starting off with Polygon. Now what his effect is like you can send him to the discard pile and turn one of your opponent's spellbook pages during the battle phase. So it kind of screws with them. Like if they were going to attack with a spell, you can just like flip them off and then they have to turn that page. So he's actually pretty good because you get one page more. So okay. And at number 9 is Rops. Everybody knows Rops. He's the Freedom Mamodo. So none of his attacks or his abilities can be negated. He's kind of weak, which like stops him from being higher on the list because it's a cool ability. But you know, for the most part, he's worth number 9. So okay, Fane. Fane at number 8. I chose Fane because, like, he can look through your opponent's spellbook. He can look through your opponent's spellbook and take one of the Mamodo and just discard it. So if your opponent was counting on playing a bigger Mamodo or really good Mamodo toward the end, you can just forget about it because he just took it away, you know. And you get to see the pages of their spellbook. I mentioned that in one of my other videos, so he's really good. Okay, Bianco at number 7. I know he looks weak, whatever, and he's only 3,000, but his main purpose is to just sit there and just like counter a spell that your opponent has. If it's too big, he can just shoot off, you know. Like here, you can read this thing. Negate one of your opponent's event or spell cards during your opponent's battle phase. So even if he's just out, it's more like a psychological advantage too, because you can be like, well, if you play anything big, I'm just gonna shoot him off. Another cool thing was makes him number 7 is he can take a hit for you. He can be injured and then still use his ability, which is really cool. Okay. Number 6 is Xeno. You guys know the big Xeno or whatever. His special power is if you pay 7 MP. I don't know if you can see it. If you pay 7 MP, send one of your opponent's injured Mamodo cards to the discard pile. So he just says like, get out of here, douche, for 7. It's kind of pricey, but it can be worth it toward the end of the game. He's also got a pretty big body. It's 6,000. You know, one of the biggest standard ones in the game. So he can take a pretty good hit. 7's kind of a lot, which keeps him at number 6. Okay, number 5. Even though I hate Tia, she makes it at number 5. So her cards are actually pretty good. But I just don't like the character. So you choose which Tia that you want. They're both pretty good. This one's good because it says select a Megumi partner card from any pocket in your spellbook and attach it to this card. So I don't know if you know Megumi, but Megumi is one of the best partner cards too because she can just negate an attack. Just like that's it. Negate a spell card that your opponent just played. So if you pay 1 MP just to get Megumi out, you can just be like, whoosh, you know what I mean? Just counter your opponent's spell. So this T is actually pretty good because she's just 1 for counter. That's it. This one, however, is if you can see it, pay 2 MP, flip a coin. If it's head, negate one of your opponent's attack. So she's like a walking counter spell, you know, already. It's a flip a coin effect, but if you get it, it can be quite annoying. So it's your choice between these two Tias. I personally like this one because it's a sure shot, but this one's good too. So I mean, that's a pretty good ability, and it makes her number 5. Number 4 is the hero himself, Zatch Bell. Now this Zatch Bell should be played above all other Zatch Bells. All the other ones are kind of stupid and don't have effects that are really cool. He does. It's like pay 1 MP and flip a coin. If it's heads, the spell card that you played next for this Mamodo cannot be defended. So you have a 50-50 shot of Zatch's Zacher or Zakurga not being defended, which is okay for one MP. You know what I mean? It ain't great, but it's probably one of the better Zatch bells out there. I think it's one of the best ones, so that's what keeps him at number 4. Okay, on to number 3. Wanrei and Danny. Now these are 2 fighting Pokemon. I mean, Pokemon of Mamodo. What you do is you have to pay for their attacks instead. You know, they don't use spells. They just, you know, punch and kick. So Wanrei, you pay 2 MP, and he may attack without a spell, and his total power is 6,000. Total 1 damage. And then Danny's is pay 1 MP. This card may attack without using a spell card. Total power 6. This effect can be used up to twice per turn per player. So I personally like Danny more because he costs less, so you can just keep attacking. So like 1, 2, and then if you have like a Zatch Bell, then you can make his attack go undefended, and then attack with Danny too. These 2 are really good backup Pokemon, just like to chip away at their book. So it's your choice. I know a lot of people like Wanrei, but he's decent. Danny's better to me. And this one you can only get in the starter deck, so he's kind of a promo. Okay. At number 2 is Xeno, Road to Destruction. This Xeno's crazy. It's one of the best cards in the game. When the game was popular, you had to have 4 to even compete. So, if you can read it, it says, send this card to the discard pile. Injure one of your opponent's Mamodo cards. So it's just like, well, screw you, bang, I'm just going to injure it. So if you have 4, you just douche, 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 and just kill him. That's why it's plain, it's simple, it's clean. That's what keeps him at number 2. Okay, at number 1, the best Mamodo, Milordo Z, or Zophis. I might be a little bit biased, but I chose this one as the best Mamodo, simply because if you can read the card, it says, select one of your opponent's Mamodo cards. Your opponent cannot use the effect of the selected Mamodo card during the game. This effect can only be applied once per game. And the Milordo Z counts as Zophis. So basically she just shuts down whatever Mamodo's abilities on the table. So you got Xeno Road to Destruction, cancel it. You got a fighting Mamodo, cancel that shit. Is she trying to get her partner? Cancel that shit. So basically Milordo Z just like totally nullifies whatever the opponent's trying to do, which is cool in and of itself. Not only that, but boom, 5,500. That's like bigger than most of that's second to Xeno. So this is ranked as, to me, the best Mamodo. It just completely shuts down the strategy of their starting Mamodo. They might have something else in the deck, but if I were you, I'd play it like this. Milordo Z and Fane. So when Fane comes out, take their other Mamodo and he shuts one down. So I run this all the time. It's really, really good. Kind of cheap, but it's effective. And that's why Zophis or Milordo Z is the number one Mamodo. Alright. Thanks guys for watching. I'm gonna do another one about the spell cards and the event cards and the partner cards, okay? Alright, thanks for tuning in.